Good day, my friends. Good day. Hearty hello and a hi, old silver, and welcome to all of you. And I hope you, from those of you great folks who just caught me on the Sean Atwood show, I just got done with that little program announcement. I'm going to be on, not I'm going to be on, Mrs. L is going to be on at 7 p.m. following this show, 7 p.m. So sign up for her Lynn's Warrior. She has a lot to tell you, a lot of big stuff. Someone just found out there was an explosion today. Just what recently in Philly? Nice town. That's a nice. Um. By the way, this is interesting. This is my. What is this? The envelope. What is this? Is this from? Is it SAG after or is it L.A. Times or what? Oh, it's the L.A. Times, I think. Anyway, look at this. You can't read this. It says, 50 years after Marshall Matt Dillon's last draw, Gunsmoke is a hit again. Isn't that amazing? Young folks are recognizing the benefit of basically values and old-fashioned stuff. Speaking of values, July the 19th, are you going to be there at the cutting room? I can't even be, how do I say this? I want you to understand and to grasp, thank you so much, the importance, the criticality of July the 19th at the cutting room in New York City. The links are available above us. The links are there. And I am here to tell you that this is going to be some kind of fun. Please make it a point. I want to see you. I want to see you. And I mean it sincerely. I want you to understand it. Now, understand something. Hang on a minute. Okay, hang on a minute. Now, so much stuff. So much stuff. I don't even know where to start. Ladies and gentlemen, as I just spoke with you, and as I just spoke with the lovely and talented Sean Atwood, a beautiful man. He's a British man. He's from that there UK. They call it the UK, the British Isles. Today was, as you know, you might have heard of it, the gay, what's it called? The LGBT gay pride. LGBTQ, gay pride. Anybody here gay? Come on. I don't really care, but I don't even know. Have I asked you? No. Do I care? No. Does it mean anything to you? To me? No. I don't care one word or another about whether you're gay. It doesn't mean anything to me. It does not mean anything. And I think I speak on behalf of you. I think I can say, I think all of us can say, we simply don't care. We don't care. We just, it's never been something that we have been the remotest. I mean, seriously, we don't care. We don't think good or bad or whatever. We don't care. It's not something that is important. It's not something that is of any interest. If that's what you want to do, fine. We don't know anybody anywhere who believes in that. Okay, but that notwithstanding, there's something that is even more nefarious, more frightening, more strange, more odd, more weird, more, I don't know if the word is, but we are seeing right now something that I'm going to be using the term that I don't like to use, but I'm going to use it in this case. It's called evil. There are people who want to put on this divine John Waters what does her name go from John Waters? The divine, that 6'2", hideous, heavily hairsprayed bouffant and the look of this dear God, what is this? What in the name of holy, what is this about? And it's to shock, and it's to scare, and it's to show a level of deviancy. This is what it's about. It's not about anything to do with pride. It's about to destroy order and to destroy the notion of, I hate to say it, but I'm going to say it, anything that's family values. I can't believe that I am saying these things because I sound like everybody else. Oops. I sound like somebody who is, one of these people that I really didn't like years ago. I didn't care for them. I didn't, see, when I started off in the talk radio biz, it was in I was listening before, really 1980, 80 sort of. And talk radio was kind of nascent. It was local. It was kind of fun. It was kind of, neat in a way. It was local. It was kind of innocent. It was innocent in a way. And then later on, it got to be, Rush Limbaugh. And that was great. Rush Limbaugh was fantastic. It was Rush Limbaugh. And it was Rush Limbaugh. Yes, Rush Limbaugh. And then everybody wanted to be Rush Limbaugh. And I kept listening to people. And I thought to myself, I don't know what these people are talking about. I mean, I really don't know what they're talking about. They are talking about this crazy lunacy, this world of the conservatives and the liberals. I said, who are these liberals? I didn't get it. I didn't get it. I thought I said, I don't fit in. I don't fit in because I don't understand. I'm not afraid of these people. Liberals to me were okay. They were just alternative. They're not hurting anybody. So I never, family values. I said, well, enough with this family values. What are you talking about with all this family value stuff? For the love of God, please, Rush, take it easy with the family. And I kind of turned off on these people. And I thought I never want to be in the position where I sound like them. I never want to espouse this fearful, frightening. And now I'm saying everything that he said, I'm saying. And I'm saying it now because it matters. When he did it, it was kind of how do I say this? This is the part which I don't know how to explain. This is the aspect which I find to be the most problematic. We live in a world, this is important. We live in a world right now where people are trying to hurt us and harm us. And I don't know what we're supposed to do to stop it. These are very scary times. And let me tell you something. I don't want you to understand something which I think is important and critical to note. The people that I find the most, the people that I fear, are not, and I'm going to say this, the people, they are not, for lack of a better word, they are not Iranians or Israelis or Bibi Netanyahu. Nope. Nope. The people that bother me, that scare me the most, the people that scare me the most, the people who pose an immediate threat to my country and my way of thinking and my way of life are people in this country who represent whatever this is. Now, as you know, in the city of New York, we have a guy named Zoran Mandani. Zoran the moron. And Zoran is, and potentially is, the latest iteration, listen to me, the latest iteration of the most frightening aspect of what the left represents. Does that make any sense to you? The most frightening. Every year, how do I say this? Let me see if I can explain it. There are people in the shadow government, and I'm seeing if I can explain this to you. There are people in the shadow government who sit back, and what they do is they say, we're going to roll out some certain things. We're going to roll out different models of our stuff. And one of the models they want to roll out is the successive insanity of these crazy people that represent, I guess, the radical left. And they keep pouring these people out. They keep dragging these people out. And they keep increasing it little by little, bit by bit. There's this increased, I don't know what the word is, increase in terms of severity. That make any sense to you? Good. And what they do is that they say, let's start off with somebody who's gay. And then we had the one cross, the trans member of Congress, who's pretty mild, honestly, kind of mild. Not really, how do I say this? Not that crazy in terms of what she's saying, but she's kind of, you know, a little crazy, but not out of it. Anyway. So the next thing is going to be somebody who maybe is more ostentatious, more crazed, more of a lunatic. I don't know. We're going to see that. And then that's going to follow by more and more and more. Okay. So what we're seeing is this person who is being handed the script. And what I need for people to understand more than anything else is that this guy Zoran Mandani does not just apply to you or to New York. It's happening around the world. There are how many people? I've got, somebody told me, I wrote this down. There are let me see this. There are 1.1 million Muslims in New York City. Did you know that? 1.1 million. Think about that. This is what somebody told me. I'm assuming it to be true. What are we supposed to do about that? Is that the problem? Do you think? Is that the problem? What is it? What is the problem? Just a second. What are we supposed to do? Now, we can sit back and we can complain about this, but here's the best part. Here is the best part. I want to see if you can follow this, because this might be difficult for people to follow, because when this guy came out, so to speak, and came, you know, with his leftist stuff, a lot of people didn't really care about it. Okay? This is the thing which is the most important. Nobody really kind of came out. They didn't worry too much about it. But what happened was, he is being portrayed as an anti-Semite. Right or wrong. He is being portrayed as an anti-Semite. And let me tell you why. He's being portrayed as an anti-Semite. And now that changed everything. Do you hear what I'm saying? It changed everything. And the reason why it changed everything was as follows. A lot of people who just frankly did not particularly care one way or another about these leftist things. I know people who are, you can tell them anything. You can say, you know, they're drag queens are teaching kids. I know. What are you gonna do? Nothing grabs them. Nothing. And what's interesting to note, what's interesting to explain is that I said, well, what will it take for you to do something about it? Well, I don't know. Okay, he's a leftist, but he's got a nice smile. He's got a nice smile. He looks like the nicest guy ever. Now, follow me on this one. Follow me. This is going to get complicated now. So what is it that we can do? What can I do? He said, well, it's hard to say. But what are you going to do? Well, guess what? There was a question that was asked during the debate where Andrew Cuomo and others, during the debate. Unbelievable. During the debate. And what was asked, which I found fascinating, what was during the debate? They asked him, what do you, oh no, they said, will you, how do I say that? They said, will you go to, what will be the first thing that you do when you are mayor of New York? Where will you first travel? Why they asked this question, I do not know. It was the strangest of questions. Where will I go? Yes, where will you go? Where will I go? Well, and people said, well, I'll go to the Holy Land. I'm going to go to the Holy Land. You're going to the Holy Land? Yes. And why are you going to go to the Holy Land? Well, we're going to go to the Holy Land because, well, I'm going to go to the Holy Land. And that's where I'm going to go. I'm going to go. And Cuomo said, I'm going to go to Israel. You're going to go to Israel? Everybody without exception said they were going to go to Israel. Now, you might think that's a great idea. You might think, hey, that's great. That's terrific. Well, guess what happened? A lot of people don't really understand that. They don't understand why you would want to go to Israel. And he said, Zoran said, I'm staying here. I'm the mayor of New York. Now, follow me. All of a sudden, some people who were not exactly crazy about him now loved his honesty. And they said, this is great. This is great. He even went so far as to say if Bibi Netanyahu came to this country, he'd have him arrested. I don't know what authority would do it. Now, the left that used to be the left that was about him, now they're saying, you know what? Especially those who have very strong feelings against Bibi Netanyahu. Now they're saying, I like this guy. I like this guy. Now, there are some big billionaire types, Bill Ackman and others, who are doing everything in their power because they're very worried about his position against Israel. They're going to put everything into his campaign or to have him, in essence, sidestepped or removed or whatever. So understand, you've got people who are actually rooting for, this is the strangest thing, people who are rooting for Mandami because he is, and this is so important, because of his position as to Israel. But people who did not like him at all until he showed this position regarding Israel. Israel has become, Bibi, not Israel, it's Bibi, I think it's Bibi, has become absolutely, positively, 100% such a polarizing force in this thing, like nothing I ever thought even remotely possible. I never thought this possible. Do you understand what I'm saying? Are you following this? Are you following this? Do you follow what I'm saying? This is the biggest thing. Let me go a step further. I don't know what Trump's going to do. I don't know. I'm not going to pretend I know. I'm not going to pretend to say I know what he's thinking. I'm just not going to, I'm not going to pretend. I don't know. But if anybody's talking about this country bombing Iran, we're going to do it. Bibi doesn't have the gunpowder. Are you following me? Are you following me? Are you following me? Now, you can sit back and you can say all these things. Let me see if I can explain this to you. Number one. Let me see if we can go through this again. This guy is a threat like you could not believe. And everybody, and I'm saying this, the people in New York, I don't care what you hear on TV, they can't stand this guy. He's crazy. We've never, even Bill de Blasio didn't sound this crazy. This guy is, he's going out of his way. And there are people who are, I don't know what the word is. There are people who love this kind of nonsense because of the fact that it poses it poses a threat to the status quo. And they love to go for the left either because of, I don't know what the word is, either because of the fact that they hate Trump or because they think I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. Okay? Now, Bill Ackman and others want to go after him because they say he's anti-Semitic, and he very well could be. But what he is saying happens to be the belief system of I don't know how many millions of Americans. You see what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I can't. It's unbelievable. So watch what happens. Next thing, I'm going to tell you something. You're going to think I've lost my mind. Don't forget, Mrs. L at 7 o'clock, immediately following this. Pay attention. I want you all, everybody here, to go right over there. I heard, I had my pad, YouTube, whatever it's called, iPad, just going on in the background. And I heard this woman was explaining Iran, the history from the Shah, BP, Mossadegh. I said, this is one of the best explanations I've ever heard. I looked to see who it was. It was Joy Reid. It was Joy Reid. Joy Reid makes more sense. In this case, I'm agreeing with Joy Reid. Oh my God. Joy Reid, come on. I'm agreeing with Greta Thunberg. Greta Thunberg is agreeing with Steve Bannon. Steve Bannon and Greta Thunberg and Joy Reid are agreeing with John Mearsheimer, Colonel McGregor, Scott Ritter, Judge Napolitano, Max Blumenthal, Aaron Mate, Katie Halper. Go down the list. Bibi has brought people together in Iran who never, ever, ever, ever would have ever been, they would have seen the light of day. They wouldn't have agreed with anything. Nothing. It's the most incredible thing I've ever seen in my life. Let me try this again. Do you understand what's happening? Okay, here we go. Joyless Reid. Stop coming back with these ridiculous, rehearsed, patellar reactions. And do you hear what I just said? No. This is why I'm thinking, am I talking to myself? I think I'm talking to myself. There are people who don't understand what's happening here. There's Joy Reid. We hate Joy Reid. Listen to what I'm saying. This is a new coalition, a new political party or something. Yes, hell froze over. Yes. This is the most incredible thing in the world. Now, in Iran, notice how I say Iran, not Iran. In Iran, there is a coalition of folks who are absolutely, what am I trying to say? They're on the same team like you cannot believe. Incredible. Incredible. There are people, there was tremendous, we had always believed, we were always told that Iran is ripe ripe for revolution, ripe. Don't you understand what this is? And it's going to be it's going to be greatest thing in the world. Okay, fine. Because there was so much dissension. Because it was like a centrist country, and they were really secular, and you don't understand. It's like, okay, great, good news. Not anymore. Not anymore. Thank you, BB. Thank you, buddy. That's exactly what we're looking at right now. I've never seen. Let me say this again to you. Greta Thunberg and Steve Bannon agree. Joy Reid makes sense. I don't even know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. This is something that is so incredible. Where do you think? Let me ask you a question. And I want you to answer my question and listen carefully. What is President Trump going to do regarding Iran? Is he going to go forward? Do you believe, does anybody here honestly believe, do you believe in these sleeper cells? Do you believe in the story of the sleeper cells? Do you believe in the sleeper cells? Do you believe that we have to worry about who believes this? Anybody? Anybody? Who believes we should go in and bomb Iran? Anybody? 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 Anybody says that? No. Yes or no? Do you believe we should bomb Iran? I mean, and finish it. I mean, really finish the job. Whatever that means. Anybody? Anybody? No. 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 Nobody does. Mr. President, what are you doing, sir? Mr. President, what are you doing? Dear God, what is happening here? Where is this? Where is this? I heard today, ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you, Theo Von, V-O-N, Theo Von is the William F. Buckley of our time. He was on with Candace Owens, and he, through that rusticator kind of redneck trailer trash kind of goose, hey, how you doing? He asks the most brilliant questions. And the most brilliant questions are questions that seem to involve stuff like, why? Why? Why is that so? Why is this so? What's the purpose of this? Why would we do this? What is the purpose of this? Why in the name of God? Does any other country enjoy this type of lobbying like Israel does? Well, why not? Why not? Why doesn't this work? Why? But it's the most incredible thing I've ever seen in my life. How is he able to ask these questions? It's perfect. And you know who else sounded pretty damn good? Who they really better watch out. It's Candace Owens. Candace Owens is getting she's too big to be this angry, and she's kind of losing her mind. You know what I mean? She's losing her mind. And I don't know why she's losing her mind, but she's losing her mind. Okay? There's this thing that I'm fascinated by. It's like, why are you doing this? Seriously. What happened to her? Why is she so angry? Anyway, it doesn't really matter. I'm going to say this again because I have to stop and rephrase because I don't think you're understanding. Trump came in here and he had the wind to his sail behind him. We loved him. And let me tell you now what I'm telling you the country is thinking. You know what the country is thinking? This is what they're thinking about Trump. Well, it's good. Yeah, it's good. We like him. He's good. Yeah. But that seething, crazy Trump MAGA mania has little by little, it's not gone. It's not, believe me, it's not by any stretch of the imagination gone. I'm not saying that, but it has been changed so drastically. And I don't understand why he doesn't recognize this. Mr. President, what are you doing, sir? Why are you doing this? It started off, believe it or not, with that stupid nonsense about Elon. Not Elon Musk. We'll talk about Elon in a moment. About Epstein. What was this about? What in the name of God was he doing? What, dear God? Remember that? Do you know that? Did you hear the other day Dan Bongino, who was such a jadrul? He has shut him up. He is not helping the president. Mr. President, he is not helping you, sir. He was actually saying, you can't believe how we're working and I'm there in the morning and you know who's next to me? There's Kash Patel and we're working hard. It's like, you're supposed to work hard. He acts like he's never done this before. He acts like he's never done it before. It's the weirdest thing I've ever. Do you know how who used to work more than anybody else? Henry Kissinger lived there. People do this all the time. Trump has got these people. I don't know where they come from, but they were great on podcasts, but you're finding out now there's not a whole lot there, and I don't understand it. So that's that. Then Pam Bondi, bless her heart, came out right off the bat. We're going to release, remember this? We're going to release the Epstein files. Remember how excited you were? Finally, you thought, yes, justice, some kind of justice. Right? Didn't you think that? You better believe you thought that. You thought there's going to be justice. Nothing happened. They handed out binders to people like Cat Turd and somebody else, and I don't know what the hell that was. I was like, Pam, what was this? And then she called me and goes, I thought you turned those binders over. It's like, what is happening here? Remember that? Were any of you fine folks at all disappointed by that? I think you should. I think you should. Ooh, look at this. U.S. lifts Russian sanctions. That blocked key. That's a start. That's a start. That's a start. Because Russia, if there's anybody else that we need right now, more than anybody else on our side, and we don't have a lot of people, we need the cool head of Russia. Russia, they pose no threat. Thank God. At least they're saying they're not talking about us. And I guarantee you, after this debacle, this nonsense with Iran, people are going to be saying, what's the point of this? What is the point of this? Let me tell you something right now. This is the, I don't even know where to start. So what I'm saying right now is, my friend, I'm sitting back on this day. I started off with the notion of this gay pride business. And as I think I told you initially, we don't really care about gay pride. I mean, listen, if you want to be proud about your sexuality, good for you. Whatever. That's great. Beautiful. But I think what we need to do is we got to ask ourselves the question, why is it so dark? Why are our children being targeted? Why? Why are our beautiful children being targeted? That's what I want to know. Have you wondered this? Why? What is the point? Why is this being done? Why in the name of God is this happening? Why? Anybody? Anybody have an idea? Anybody clue? Who do you think was responsible for this? You're going to say Soros, because whenever we do this, people on our neck of the woods say Soros. I'm getting this thing ready for tonight. It's going to be, you're not going to believe. We just did an hour. I'm going to put it up later. Did a lot of stuff today. A lot of crazy stuff. Mr. President, I hope you must understand, and I hope he understands, that America does not want any part of this nonsense involving Iran. We want none of it. It has nothing to do with Bibi. It has nothing to do with anti-Semitism. It has nothing to do with it. It has nothing to do with any of the stuff you've heard. It has nothing to do with that, good sir. What it has to do with America, we've said we've had enough of this. And that's the bottom line. And I know you're in agreement. But yet, here's the thing. Ackman and these folks are coming out of nowhere, and they're saying for the first time, which is, I think, a good thing, we're going to do everything in our power to get rid of this guy, Zoran, the moron. Why? Because he has said terrible things about Bibi. Okay, if that'll do it, great. If that's what it takes, great. So here I am right now. I'm so confused. Greta Thunberg, I'm agreeing with. Joy Reid, I agree with. There are a lot of people I've never liked their tenor. And by the way, a lot of them, they like this crazy, screwy Zoran because he's a lefty. But not everybody is aligned perfectly with or without us. So that's where we are with that. That's where we are. This week's going to be huge. I've never heard. This morning we were talking to some friends, and I talked to some friends who were in the service. I'll put it this way: the service industry. And this one woman in particular has a lot of clients. She cuts hair and does this and that. And she says she cannot believe, without a doubt, across the board, everybody that she's talked to, from the Upper East Side, the Lower, you name it, everybody is 100% adamantly against this Zoran the moron. And it's one of the greatest things ever. Thank God for this. And I'm thinking, what could go wrong? Now, let me ask you this question. Finally, before we break. Do you think the bromance between Elon is over? Do you think the bromance is over? Do you think that because he said some terrible things, dear God, some terrible things about the BBB, the big beautiful bill, and I think he's got his feelings hurt. I think he's I don't know what his story is or why, but I think he really, honest to God, I think somebody hurt his feelings. And I think that he is feeling a little bit, a little strange. I think he's left out. I think, and I have no reason to believe this or no reason to suspect this, but I think that has been suspected. He might be doing a little bit of the drugs. I don't know. You might have heard this. He likes that ketamine or whatever the hell he does. I don't know. I don't know. Like I said, I know that can accentuate feelings sometimes of paranoia or exclusion or what have you. I don't know. But my question is, don't you agree with me? This is going to all pass. And that these very complicated, they're almost like girlfriends, the way they find each other. They love each other and then they don't. And then they go online and they say these terrible things online. They don't pick up the phone and talk to each other. They say this openly and notoriously. I'm wondering why. What is the purpose of this? So to recap, today I've been thinking very, very hard, very carefully about how these events, these gay pride things, started off, I think, initially rather benign. And then later on, I found out that, they are I believe they are of the opinion, or I am of the opinion, and we're of the opinion, that they pose such a deeper, darker part of this. If you ask me to pick up, to create a group of people. Let's say, for example, you said, I'm against pagans. I said, give me the list. And you said, I'm against pagans, Wiccans, I'm against atheists, I'm against whatever. Okay, okay. I'm against gay pagans. Seriously. I'm against gay pagan atheist, same, whatever it is. Interracial gay. I will say, I will have a march tomorrow. I will have 1,000 people show up, all satisfying this particular description. Why? Because number one, people want to be a part of a march. They love the idea of being a march. They love the idea of being a part of something that is completely, what's the word? They love anything that causes strife, anything that causes problems, anything that where they could shock you with what they do. I promise you. The only thing that you will not see, and I mean, you will see, would be anything involving white people or any kind of tributes to blackface or something like that. That wouldn't go over very big. But you would get them, I mean, provided they would be allowed. So just because you have a march, what I'm trying to say is just because you have a march does not mean people inherently and actually believe in what you're saying. So just remember that. But the problem is not the gay march, it's the fact that there's a sense of evil. Evil. Okay? You understand that? It's the evil that's the problem. Okay. Now, that's number one. Number two, Mr. President, you have got to disassociate yourself from this Iranian nonsense, and you're going to have a come to Jesus meeting, interesting, with Bibi and saying, we can't do this anymore. You are not only losing constituents, but forming coalitions against you that would have never met were it not for this. Do you understand what I'm saying? Let me remind you. Greta Thunberg and Steve Bannon agree with each other. I'm agreeing with Joy Reid. I don't know what's going on here. That's what's critical. That's what's critical. Okay? Okay. So my friends, thank you. Don't forget, Mrs. L is coming up immediately. Go to Lynn's Warriors. She is filled with piss and vinegar tonight, whatever that means. She is ready to go. She is going to just unleash a torrent of whoop ass. She's going to unleash a can of whoop ass. She is ready to go. She has got so much stuff, so much for you to know regarding what's going on with children, the depravity, the predation that the media, the reason why they don't report it is that they're part and parcel. Also, she's going to be talking about ChatGPT psychosis. Did you hear about this one? I'm not kidding you. Anyway, don't forget, July 19th, Cutting Room. Get your tickets now. I want to meet everybody there. Take pictures. Nobody signs autograph, but we'll take pictures, selfies, talk. I want to meet everybody. And I want you to enjoy, because remember, on that night, everybody passes out. You provide the questions. It's interactive. It's not just me lecturing and you laughing hysterically. It's a give and take, as it were. Oh, she's got her pad out. She's got everything. She's ready to go. All right, my friends, have a great and a glorious day. I love you so much. Thank you so much for your kindness, for your greatness, for your gloriousness. We'll see you tomorrow. Don't forget, ABC, WABC, tonight, 1 a.m. to 5 a.m., overnights, the biggest, most popular show in American history on the biggest flamethrower. They don't know what. This show is so mondo. People love it, and they don't know why. All right, we love you. Have a great and glorious day. Also, check out my what's it called? X. I call it Twitter still, at Lionel Media. Anyway, folks, love you. Don't forget, Monkey's Dead. Show's over. Sue ya.